Yakuza 0 is by far one of the best games I have ever played. From its stunning visuals, capturing the 1980s Japanese aesthetic perfectly with its world building and side content. The side content was great and goofy, giving a good contrast to the drama and crime-filled main story. The combat system is fluid and exciting, and with the 4 different combat stances per character, there leaves a lot of room for you to find your own personal playstyle, along with a way to counter bosses and tougher enemies. A lot of people can agree with me on this. It's clear from the overwhelmingly positive reviews this game has on Steam. But what about those who disagree? Who disliked the game so much to the point where they went out of their way to write a negative review about it? What is it about this game that they dislike and hate so much? That's when I decided to spend 2 hours of my life reading through Steam, Metacritic, and Amazon reviews. As you can imagine, a lot of these reviews were garbage, memey, or just telling you to stop looking at negative reviews and to just enjoy the game. But there were a few reviews that genuinely spoke about why they disliked the game. Now, for these genuine reviews, I found them to be split across 3 different main categories. The first category I will cover is accessibility. But before we get into the first reason, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers. Does not work on the Steam Link as it claims to. It only shows keyboard button prompts and the controller sensitivity is insane, and there is no way to change it. Unplayable through Steam Link with a controller. The controls are terrible for PC, fighting the camera the entire time. Real Yakuza uses a gamepad. Ironically, the game doesn't support controllers that well. Go buy this game on PlayStation instead. Impossible without a gaming pad. I don't have one, so love this piece of love game. Crashes at random points with no autosave. Game is great, but losing hours is not. Real Yakuza play with a controller. This is the title card which pops up whenever you start the game. As Yakuza 0 was originally designed for PS4 and PS3, it's clear that keyboard controls weren't in mind when developing this game. That isn't to say that the game isn't playable if you don't have access to a controller. It's just that a controller improves the game quality a lot more. But if you have to play with a keyboard and mouse, the setting menu has a lot of freedom with the controls, and you're able to remap all the controls to your liking. I'll probably pick this up again some other time, but the pacing is so slow. I feel like I walk 3 feet and a side quest pops up. I do the side quest, walk another 3 feet, and I'm ambushed by yet another side quest. They can be funny, sure, but it's hard to get into when the game moves at a literal snail pace at times. Long sequences. Seems like a movie. Boring visual novel. There are way too many cutscenes and layers of menus in this game. I just want to play, but the pace is slowed down due to tedious cutscenes, most of which aren't even animated or voice acted, and the menus. I'm surprised this game has so many good reviews because it barely feels like a game. You just click your way through the text boxes and occasionally get to fight people. I think the idea of this game is good, but it wasn't properly executed. More playing and less observing is what I want from this franchise. Right now, this is like a Telltale version of Saints Row. Another part that makes Yakuza 0 not very accessible is the lack of autosave. So the beginning chapters of Yakuza 0 are very slow, bombarding you with a lot of cutscenes with tiny amounts of gameplay in between, especially so after the first chapter battle in the Tojo clan office where you get to fight Kuze for the first time. And besides that one, a lot of these gameplay bits can be a bit of a drag. The one that especially comes to mind is the fetch quest where you have to go all around Kamurocho to find 4 different alcoholic beverages for the homeless people. What makes the pacing of this game even worse is that you aren't able to skip most of the cutscenes in this game. During my legend playthrough of this game, I would have to sit through the same 50 minutes of cutscenes multiple times as I would lose in a difficult fight. You can see this issue in Yakuza 0 speedruns as well, with the speedrunners having to mash through text for a good portion throughout their runs. And if a crash happens, or if you need to quit the game while in the middle of a cutscene, you can end up losing hours of progress if you're not careful. The fact that you can't save anywhere, but have to find a telephone booth to save can be a bit of a nuisance, especially if you have a Mr. Shakedown or general enemies in the way. Black screen crashes, audio keeps playing, losing progress. Replaying the same love all over again in black screen. Bad port. Crashes at random points with no autosave. Game is great, but losing hours is not. It's a wonderful game and I wish I could continue playing it. I got 35 hours into the game and made it to chapter 5. However, this game started stuttering really bad and made it borderline unplayable. It worked great previously, but with a game that is heavy on precise button presses and countless minigames that need precise inputs, I had to put the game to rest. I want to finish it, but Sega has done nothing to fix the PC version of this game. The third and biggest reason is the PC port itself. Now, I will mention that a lot of these reviews regarding the PC port were written when the game first came out. There are quite a few minor bugs that would annoy players, such as a very loud opening screen, and the infinite money gaining sound playing when you exit a minigame or leave a taxi at a certain time. One of the more famous and game-breaking glitches would be the item glitch, a glitch that replaces all the items in your inventory with others, often resulting in having valuable weapons and gear transform into a sandwich or some other ridiculous item. While Sega hasn't patched out these bugs, the community released patches addressing these issues and are quite quick and easy to set up. Now, for the main reason why I looked into these negative reviews is precisely because I love and enjoy Yakuza 0 very, very much. Hell, I even went out of my way to 100% this game, spending 140 hours of my life. It is okay to criticize the shortcomings of your favorite games, movies, books, in hopes that these things will be fixed with future iterations, and to appreciate what you have even more. Thankfully, in the next Yakuza game, Yakuza Kiwami, a lot of these improvements were seen. Yakuza Kiwami implemented an autosave feature and allows you to skip most of the game's story cutscenes as well. Well, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to check out my latest current video, then click the video on the left. On the right, there is Pokemon Platinum No Poke Center Challenge. It's the first quote-unquote high-effort video I've ever made. I watched it again recently and it still holds up relatively okay. And it's really close to hitting 1,000 views, so I think it'd be pretty cool if they did that. Anyways, thank you for watching the video again. Have a good day, everyone. Cheers.